I got the mic. Oh, it's been a while. Ooh. And so it starts early in the morning. So welcome everyone, boys and girls. Those that don't know us, haven't been with us, haven't seen us, haven't been there. Happy New Year, festive season. Greetings to you all. This is just a wonderful day. Plus, we're doing a fun race, and again, of course, just a lovely fun race at Logistical Nightmare Racing. Boys are all in a one make series again, just hitting it out. American track on American muscle cars. It sounds weird just coming from my voice, but currently what we are doing is a qualifying session, 10 minutes with the boys, GT4s in the beautiful Chevys, which I think probably one of the best cars on track, especially at Laguna Seca. So that's going to be quite good to watch. It's been a while since we've streamed, like I said, so everyone and everywhere all over the show, welcome to the race. Again, simultaneously I'm trying to test out and just to make sure everything works properly, but I can see that there's a few bugs here and there while I'm testing this, which is just horrendous, absolutely horrendous. Looking at the cars and the track, the system is all very automated here, so I'm going to try and broadcast it as best I can. Currently looking at Mr. Greening. Hasn't particularly set a good lap down. I think out of the sake of everything, probably best to get some info to you boys and girls. I mean, okay, like if not, why not is the kind of scenario. So let's see if I can get a bit of lap time in here. Again, just some lovely info on the board and the table. Checking out. Ooh. I'm gonna pronounce. I'm just gonna go Charles. Charles in his car, GT4, smashing a good lap there. Fourth place. Ooh, dropping down the list into fifth. Charles seemed to have knocked him a bit down. Kieran Patterson leading shoots. Then we have Perez. We have Ethan. We have H. Boyce, P. Fenter, Alan Patterson, Ferrara, Robson, Billion Jr., Strydom, Greening, Wilson, Young, Van der Merwe, Billion Sr., Vermeulen, and Mr. Kleb. So, hey. But a good famous names here, racing on a fun race. Not a lot of people love GT4s though, so we'll try and give it as much love as we can at LNR. Might not be that easy, but we will give the best we can when we can. Currently Mr. Dave Young is sitting in the pit, so he hasn't really moved anywhere at this moment. Doesn't seem like he wants to do much. Then of course I'm trying just to get it up there, like a bit of action for a Tuesday night. I'm your host, spectating a wonderful race. And now, again, if anyone's on the stream, just give me a shout out, man. Let me know if the sound is kind of okay, things like that. I'm kind of suspecting that there's a few sound things that needs to be adjusted. Taking it down when I can. Again, just give me a shout. Currently fastest lap at the stage, Strydom. So Strydom smashes it in pole position. He is the boy on point. Currently checking out Etienne Kleb and his black and red Chevy. position. Third place, Laguna Seca. Like I said, not the easiest tracks to do. American cars, American tracks. There isn't much of a variety we have at ACC, but we do our best to keep it entertaining for everyone that is racing. One of the races I probably do love a lot. And then, of course, one of the cars I do like a lot. Not a lot of action everywhere. We are going to try and keep it entertained. Qualifying session on the go. Top 10 boys. Let's just go look at the timetable at this moment. So Stratum smashing it out with a very, very phenomenal lap there. He is a few hundredths of a second ahead of Skitty. Oh shoot, Skitty. Sean Skitty. Two Sean's lead over the back. Ashley Wilson in third place at the moment. He is being hunted down by Kleb. Barry Smith rounds up the top 5. And we've got all the leading guns at the back. Still Mr. Dave Young in the pits. Doesn't seem like he wants to do much. Predominantly the top 10 boys are in the 31s, followed by the 32s. And we have a few individuals there at the back in their 33s, again warming tires up. Only 1 minute of a qualifying session left. So these boys who are out on the flying lap can potentially do something. And then of course there are these individuals that still need to do a good lap. Shout out to all you boys and girls watching again. Hello, hi, welcome. Just give me a heads up on sound and quality. This is not just all about testing, but it's also about racing. I figured out what's good. Currently watching Mr. Boyser heading down the fine straight into turn 1 and 2. Now, this is where you gotta time it properly. Feather the throttle slightly, bring it out, and don't let that rear loose. Checking out Barrington Smith. Pink Chevy. Pink Chevy. Fantastic. Now he's probably trying to do his final lap as best as he can. Stratum still the master of disaster. Anthony is out. Paris is still out. Kieran Patterson still out. Ethan Rutter is in the pits. Then we have Terrence also still out. No, he's back in the pits, so currently on track. We only have about 4 cars trying to better their times. Top 5. Competition is tough. Doesn't seem like a lot of people like GT4s. Strange but unusual. Perez crosses the line, didn't really improve. Ooh, back into the qualifying race session. As it stands, let's look at what the individuals did. Back, Laguna Seca. Now, this is going to be very interesting. Corner 1, 2, and 3 is where carnage will always occur. And then if the individuals or the competitive sim racing drivers who have the opportunity to survive, then it'll be a good race on from there. This is all about making the best probable chances of a victory, staying calm, keeping collected from a race standpoint of view. Again, 50 seconds on the block. This is a 1 hour race. We actually have no mandatory requirements here at this moment. So anything goes. It is a hot track though. 35 degrees on the track, 27 temperatures. It's going to have some role of an effect to the racing boys. Looking at Stratum from within his car. These boys are getting ready. Ooh, boys are getting ready. Final 10 seconds before we drop down. Of course, these are GT4 cars. Brandon on the stream. How's it, man? Long time no smell. Hope you well. Thanks for saying hi. I do love it when people say hi. Spins it out the block. Warm up lap. Again, for those of the boys and girls on the stream, this is Logistical Nightmare Racing, proudly hosting American Night on GT4s. Again, two of the favorite things we least, or anyone actually race. It's the least favorite things. One, Laguna Seca. Two, GT4s. No clue why we don't give any love to GT4s, but I can assure you, it is so much fun. Taking a break for the practice session for next week. Hey, that's good, man. Bring it on next week. So next week's our official season starts. While you got that, Brandon, we'll kick off our next week, Season 1, 2022. All the details at the Eleanor Discord. Then, of course, if you need further information, you're most welcome to go simracing.gb, where you are free to register. Proudly hosted by those individuals. I mean, fantastic bunch of individuals that hosts most of our servers. And again, for the South Africans, this is a South African hosted server. So you can see the poor UK boys, and there's only 3 of them. Senior Bullion, Junior Bullion, and then Mr. D Young sitting in 20th position. Again, we like hosting South African races. It's going to be epic fun. Next week our first season kicks off. Amazing races for the season. We're actually mixing it up bi-weekly, GT3s, GT4s. First round will be Laguna Seca in a GT3 track. Probably a bit different weather conditions than what we have this evening. I think from recollection the race starts at a slightly earlier intervention. As the boys line up at the final corner, this is going to be an eventful situation. Hope it all goes well. Looking at Scooter, keeping his eye on Stratum. All we're waiting for is the green light to go, go, go.
Green light, go, go, go.
That looks a bit advantageous coming into the positioning. I mean, second place was slightly ahead of first place, but that is all allowed if you stay within your parameters and your bars. People keeping it clean, 3 wide into turn 1, couple of individuals going off track. Scooter didn't manage to gain position. Sean is running away in the distance. Skitter is being challenged by Wilson, who is also being challenged there by Kleb. Then we've got Berries in the pink Chevy, running comfortably in fifth. All looks good and clean so far. Oh, couple of fender benders there at the back of the pack. Probably not a good start for those individuals. Greening seem to have come off very bad from that. So has Patterson. I can kind of go and look at it and give you guys some heads up. So we've had a couple of incidents with cars 64, 70, 68, 22, and then of course 68. So a few guys have rubbed the races. I'm trying to get my things to work properly, but it just doesn't want to counter it up. Looking at Wilson, he is chasing down Skitty. Closely followed by Kleb and Barrington Smith. Alan Patterson did not have a good start. That is a definite fact. He has lost so many positions. Now, of course, he is car 64. He was one of them that was involved in those little incidents. He's in the pits immediately. Figures out he does need a bit of a repair. Probably not a happy chappy, because that's gonna just make it so hard for him. Sadly, I don't have any live stewards this evening, but from next week on in our first season, we will kick it off with live stewarding. Individuals will get penalized if they do make some mistakes or error in judgment and ruin another individual's race. I mean, that's the last thing we want from a racing standpoint. Looking at the boys, Sean Skitter under severe pressure there by Anthony. Ooh, Anthony cuts in very deep. Skitter goes in deep as well. Both almost lost the position. Kleb and Perez capitalizing on that slight error that was made between those two boys, challenging each other for the corner. Skitty doesn't look comfortable at all. The amount of pressure that man is having at this stage. Qualified second. Ooh, and another guy off the track. Not so sure who that is. Currently watching Skitter, as you can see there in the far distance is Sean Stradom. William and Robson had a slight incident, so that again is car 69 and car 764. Back to the mid-pack, Charles Stein. He is hunting down Charles, who has got Jacques Vermeulen ahead of him, Ritter and Bullion right behind them, not far off the pace there. Bit of a gap there created. However, he's still got good individuals hunting him down. Carl lost a few positions. Ethan has capitalized on that. So Ethan has now made it up to 9th position, whereas Charles is now 10. Looking at Charles with his, I would go army green Chevy with a slight hint of orange in there. Still a couple of incidents by the individuals. Alan Patterson is far behind the pack, but he's going to try and win it from there. Definite Man did not have a good start on him. Not a happy chappy. 19 boys on the grid. We have lost one though. Unsure who has left. And why, but we have definitely lost one driver. Whether that is a connection issue or pure frustration. back to the front. Scotty still under severe pressure. He does look a bit more comfortable at this moment. Just looking at his lap times. He still has Kleb and Berries and Paul hunting him down. The gap between him and first place is about just over 4 seconds, but he makes a big mistake there. Kleb's gonna capitalize, looking on the inside. Is he gonna make that move? Goes very defensive. Skitter lost few positions. That is 3 positions by trying to defend that small incident he made. He has now dropped down 3 places. Kleb is now going to go and hunt down straight on, but he is under enormous pressure by Barrington Smith. Paul Venter sitting behind, looking comfortably, waiting for these boys to make a mistake, but there is a train of guys. This is a fight for podium, second and third, a hunt between all them, and I can probably tell you that is everyone up until about 12th position in a straight line. How close of a race is this? This is why I love GT4 racing. It is this close. I can honestly tell you, the individuals from second place all the way down to about 12th place are within a few seconds of each other. Big mistake there by Skitter again. Kieran Patterson capitalizing, but then that's going to open the door for Jacques as well. Skitter not feeling it tonight. Definitely not. Mistake after mistake, lap by lap. Again, once you lose your groove on this track, you are going to struggle. Laguna Seca, one of the tracks that you gotta stay on it. You gotta be with it, corner by corner. Make a mistake here and there, it's gonna bite you. Stratum leading by 6 seconds now. Kleb, Barrington, Venter, Vermeulen, Kieran, those boys in big battles. Currently looking at Charles, who's dropped down a couple of spots as well. They really started way ahead than what he is at the moment. See if we can get a bit of stats here. So Charles has dropped 2 positions from where he started. Ooh, big tank slapper there. Massive mistake. Holds on the brakes. Well tried and recovered, but that's going to be a bit of damage for him. So Charles lost another 5 positions right there. Skitter has dropped 6 from where he started. Biggest winner at the moment is Dave Young, who didn't do a qualification. Again, he started at the back of the pack, 20th place. He's up by 9. I'm fairly confident Charles will go in the pits to get his car repaired. Big battle here, mid-pack boys, Greening, Van der Merwe, and then of course Dave Young. Ooh, are these boys gonna go 3 wide into this corner? No, Greening covers his mark. Doesn't want to get Anthony through, and again Anthony, big boy loser as well. He has lost 11 positions, so frustration for him. Not 100% sure where that mistake was. But then again, we've got Van der Merwe and Greening side by side into corner 1. That's a position gain, but Anthony capitalizes on that as well. Pushes Van der Merwe wide. Cuts in short. Van der Merwe losing 2 places there. He's now back into 14th position. Again, that's sort of where he started, so he's got all to go. 18 individuals on the grid. I somehow have a feeling Mr. Alan Patterson did not have a good start, and I honestly feel sorry for him. Stern speaking and wording coming next week when we start the season off here at LNR. Penalties live stewarding will definitely take place. Looking at Kieran Patterson trying to hunt down Paul Venter. Gap between these two boys is about 2.5 seconds. He's got a bit of a buffer between him and Jacques Vermeulen, currently in 6th. That's a 3.2 deficit there. Barrington and Kleb battling it out, side by side nearly. That gap is less than 1 second, and of course they're trying to hunt down Stradom, who has managed to keep the lead still within 6 seconds. The question remains, are these boys going to pit, or are they just going to run a 1 hour race with their tires, with their fuel all the way through? It's open game, anything goes. Back to Greening. Seems to have gained a good position there. Slightly ahead of Wilson, but then again they haven't really leapfrogged or gotten away from Van der Merwe, who's already lost the 2 positions. Greening going exceptionally wide there. Dave Young has now made up positions all the way to 10th. Whoa, big tank slapper there by Greening. Awful mistake. That's going to lose him 2 positions, but also simultaneously put Niall Bullion right on his tail. Back to Kleb and Perez. These 2 boys have been battling it out since the start of the race. Both of them gained their positions, but then again, all that gain was from the individuals in the front of them. That has now filtered all the way backwards. Skutter, who is currently car 13 in 7th position, was 2nd. And that was just from a qualifying point of view. Plenty of things can happen. This is Laguna Seca. Into corkscrew. Kleb just looks like he's fearless. He has no signs of giving that position that easy to Berries. Back onto the leader, who is now 6 seconds ahead of us. Lovely view this from the fender at the front end. So close to the ground. Closest battles on track. These 2 individuals, again, podium fighters. The Nail not having the best of races tonight. Still persevering through. Of course, Nail currently in 17th, not being featured here at the moment. So we are working on the closest battles. Based on the track, looking where all the action is. Ooh, slight error there by Kleb. That will lose a bit of momentum to him. Does he go defensive? Yes, he does, into corkscrew. Does not realistically open the door there for Perez. Back on the mic. Ah, Mr. Zombie. How are you, man? Looking forward to this. Yes. So again, this is just our off-season stream. So it's kind of me getting my tests ready making sure everything's well lubricated is what I would say. Next week we're going to kick off the ACC side as well. Oh, big challenge there by Berry, trying to hook it up on the outside. Does he have enough? No. Gleb closes the door on him coming into turn 3. That's just not going to happen. Great drive there by Gleb. Berry's all over the back of this one. Oh, big tank slapper there by Paul Fenter as I watched at the rear end. Dropping positions, opening up for Kieran Patterson. That's not going to be ideal for him. Gleb still defending. Yes, so next week we'll start off our ACC console as well as our ACC PC League. Now, of course, from a console side point of view, we have made it a bit different than the PC. So PC 6 rounds, console also 6 rounds. However, from the console point of view, we have made it UK versus Italy only. Ooh, Berry's going very wide, trying to get as much speed and momentum as he can down the straight. The next week, Tuesday, will be round 1 of our GT3 series on PC live stream, and then of course the following night on Wednesday we will have a round 1 of ACC live streamed with Monza GT3s, where we will see whether the Italian cars will dominate the UK cars or vice versa. For anyone that wants to join and register, do look us up at Logistical Nightmare Racing. We are, of course, anywhere on all social media platforms. And then, of course, our website is www.logistical-nightmare.com. And then, of course, I'm going to go and give a big shout out to all our patrons and subscribers. Without you boys, it will be impossible to do what we do on a regular basis. Oh yeah, we kind of hope it's going to be another good year of racing, man. Let's see what else we can bring to the venture of the tables. And of course, these boys are still fighting. These battles are intense. Of course, simultaneously, I'm trying to figure out what is the best giving a few things a bit more priority here and there. Let's go look at a couple of battles here and there. So, more on the track. This is Ethan. Then we have Van der Merwe and Greening battling it out again. Way at the back of the pack. Still 18 good drivers running around, which is actually quite good at this moment. Looking at Wilson. And he's got Van der Merwe right behind him. Ahead of him, I believe, would be Robson, because that does look like the colors of Robson. Potentially a car under blue flag. This is not for position as far as I can gather. Just the proximity closeness between these guys is quite good. But we still have Van der Merwe chasing down Anthony Wilson for that 11th position spot. Now this is quite an interesting view now. Coming down Cork, look at that. Absolutely amazing. Loving this. Hey, so let me just zone up. DLHF. Yeah, you're gonna have to translate that for me. Been a while since I've been in South Africa. So what does GLHF mean? I'm curious. In my head I'm thinking, and it's probably gonna be something so common that I'm gonna laugh because I just cannot make it out. There we go. So that is definitely, yeah, car 96. That individual has moved away. And of course, that is kind of like a blue flag incident that I could figure out. Barrington Smith and Etienne Kleb has swapped positions. Back at the back, Kieran Patterson is now behind the pink Chevy. Unfortunately, just missed that move. Etienne Kleb also battling there with Ethan and Dave, as I can see on the telemetry. We'll get back to that hopefully as soon as we can, but this position has changed. Now the question is, can Mr. Patterson put some pressure on Barrington Smith? Or will Barrington Smith start running away from him? Now, currently has made a bit of a gap there, so it's a 1 second deficit between the two. But then again, these guys have been close racing from the start of the race. So probably a good idea for Patterson. Take a bit of a relaxer, take it easy, and then come back fighting. However, Straydom, leader of the pack, set the fastest race. And now we're looking at Mr. Robson. So he was an individual under a bit of blue flag there. And I think who he has right behind him is Mr. Van der Merwe, who is trying to chase down Wilson. But he's got to get past this individual who's under blue flag. Robson pulling away. Very kind and generous of him to do so. Etienne Kleb went to the pits coming out, so Kleb has made a pit stop. Niall has been in the pits for quite a while. He hasn't really moved. I don't think Niall Bullion, currently in 18th position, is going to finish the race. Still a couple of battles in the field. Now, of course, GT3. Good luck, have fun. Ah, there we go. Ah, thank you, Pierre. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out what GLHF is. Acronyms. Me and acronyms is not a good friend. Sad to say, I actually work with a lot of acronyms in the field of in my business. And we all use them so frequently, but it's just one of those things that gets past me. Okay, so Vandermeer. He is being chased down by Neil Greening behind him. Now, I'm not so sure who's ahead of him. Can't make it out. Gotta look at a bit of details to see who's who in the zoo. That would be car number 16 that was ahead of him. Back on 2, Barrington, Smith and Kieran. They are still within the same parameters. These two boys are battling it hard this evening. Oh, that looked like a big mistake there by Berries. Pity that Patterson couldn't capitalize on it. "30 minutes into the race, stop-go penalty there by Etienne Kleb. Oh, that's gonna just shunt him out. That is absolutely unfortunate. Kleb not having the best of races tonight, nor did I believe Alan Patterson. And I just cannot remember who. I'm guessing Pierre. I think you ran. Gonna see a bit of car number 8. He's your boy. Okay, we can do that. There you go. Car number 8 on screen. Mr. Charles Stein. Man, individual with a weird color choice there. Now he's currently in 7th place. Ooh. That automatically just went over. Charles Stein is being chased down by Dave Young. Let's see if I can. There we go. Backing to Charles Stein. This is where the battle is. Ooh. Him and Dave Young. This is where a fight is. 7th and 8th. Car 129 and car 8. Ooh, Dave making a big error there. Ah, how he recovered that is just unbelievable. But he's still going to go and hunt down Mr. Charles. Lost a few positions there for sure. Dave, not a happy chappy. Charles seems to have come out of it quite well. He's got a bit of a buffer now between him. So Dave is in 8th, 2 seconds adrift. Something tells me that Dave's going to come back hard again. It does depend if he had any aero damage there. 5 seconds adrift from Sean. I think from a track point of view, these guys are the closest individuals battling. So this is 7th, 8th and 9th. Stein hunting down by Young, who's then hunted down, being hunted down by Rutter. Ooh, big mistake there by Dave. Van der Merwe and Greening. Greening went on the outside to make a move on Van der Merwe halfway through the race. 30 minutes of racing left. Epic times. Now it's all about endurability. Who can outlast, outwit and outdrive his fellow competitor? 17 boys on the track, started off with 20, lost a few individuals, and then of course, that is one of those things. Massive crazy save there by Dave, yeah. This is Radom. I haven't really seen him since the beginning of the race, but he has led the race from start. He somehow had a 10-second buffer between himself and Barrington. Barrington is currently on the move. The man with the fastest lap at the moment. We're now looking at Jacques Vermeulen, and he's being hunted down by Skitty, the man who did qualify second. Somehow made up a few positions from where he ended up after his, I would say, unsettled laps. It just didn't look like Skitty was anywhere settled, but Jacques Vermeulen looks solid. Very wide out of that corner. That is going to hurt him. Ooh. Someone missing their braking marker just before Cork. Back to Van der Merwe. Charles Stein running into the pits. So current boys in pits is Charles Stein. He's gonna drop a couple of positions, that is for sure. The question is, what has he got planned? He reckons a new fresh set of tire will put him through, put him on. That's the question. I mean, it's a 1 hour race, and within a 1 hour race, your tire should last. However, in essence, even if it does last, with this high temperature, it's gonna get slower by at least 2 to 3 seconds a lap. So these guys are gonna start feeling it based on lap times. And by looking at it, they are still looking very solid in and around the 132 range mark, which is phenomenal in all essence. I mean, it's not that slow at all. So look at the individual spotter guys. So the top in the guys straight on, I would say top 3, top 4 individuals are still running in good 131s. I mean, between Stradom, Berries and Kieran, they in the low 131, so it doesn't really look like any tire effect has taken place there. Any individuals driving at this moment behind third place, and that is now looking at the guys from Paul Venter all the way up to about 10th position. They doing good 131s, 132s. Neil Greening is smashing it out with a 131 now. Not so long ago. Charles Stein back in the pits. Now I don't know what that man did, but he went into the pits and he has now suffered the consequences of a stop-go 30-second penalty. Now that is absolutely unfortunate. And again, that is probably because speeding in the pit lane. Now, speeding in the pit lane since the update has been very aggressive from a racing point of view. Too fast in the pits and you are going to get a stop go. Gotta get that speed below the limiter before entering the pits. Ooh. Drive through there for Lee Billion. Of course, that is probably for track cuts more than what it is for pit lane penalties. Back to Ethan. Again, this man is trying to chase down Mr. Dave Young. Man that started from the back of the pit. Ooh, incident between Paul and Jacques Vermeulen. Again, Jacques gained one more position there by Paul. Currently looking at Ethan, making a massive mistake there into turn 3. That's just going to set him all the way back again. Looking at Dave. He and Paul Fenter, and then of course Jacques Vermeulen. So this is pole position 5, 6, and 7. 3 of the closest individuals on track. Charles Stein dropping in positions again, purely because he's got that stop-go penalty for 30 seconds. Lee Bullion still needs to head into the pits for his drive-through penalties, and that's track cuts. That's a certain. Battles on track, still these 3. 22 minutes remaining. Sunny Laguna Seca. Oh boy, is it hot. Okay, just for my sanity's sake, boys, ladies, girls, everyone watching. Ooh, that is Wilson challenging Ethan there for position. Ooh, Ethan making another big mistake there. Ooh, that was definitely close. Ah, Paul Venter back into the wall, coming out straight out of cork. Just didn't get that car properly settled and balanced when he headed out of corkscrew. That is going to be a lot of aero damage for him. I'm fairly confident he's going to go into the pits. And look at this, Sean Skitter in 4th position. Dave Young win that for sure. Anthony gained a few positions. Ethan gained positions. Paul Fenter in the pits. As you can see, he is dropping down as we speak, doing probably a lot of repairs. I mean, these are American muscle cars, but to be fair, they are mostly carbon fiber. The lighter they are, the quicker they break. I was going to say, so out of curiosity, just to make sure, volume and all those things are okay. Is one louder than the other one? I can't believe I need to bring my mic down a bit. Like slightly bring it down. Somehow fear that my mic is a bit too high. Again, everyone just let me know if there's any issues with the vocals or the sound. Is there something that I need to put up higher. And again, of course, from me to you, thanks everyone for watching, man. Keeping a close eye on what these guys do. Couple of minutes left. GT4's 1 hour racing at Laguna Seca. Fun run. Just to make sure everything is perfectly set. So we can start off our next week race. Again, next week, first season's kicking off. ACC console, ACC PC. We're gonna have GT3s at Laguna. We're gonna have Italian versus Italy at Monza. Both races roughly streamed at about the same time as what we had at the moment. 9 o'clock South African time, 7 o'clock UK time, I believe. It's gonna be epic to watch for the next 3 months in our season series. So Pierre, you got a bit of a audio delay. Volumes are good. Okay, so I wonder why there's a bit of an audio delay. That's actually quite interesting to hear. I wonder if that is on my end or I'll keep a note of it. Thanks, Pierre. Don't know if I can fix it at this moment, but at least I know that the audio is good. Just need to figure out if the delay is coming from my end, broadcasting that way, or the other way around. Might need to go and see some of my audio tweaks. Got battle going on here. So as we speak, at Neil Greening. ACC console kicking off next week, Eleanor, for PlayStation. And of course, we are also going ahead and featuring our PC series for 2022. And that is also kicking off, hosted by Simracing GP. Both registrations open. Again, for the PC side of it, gotta head over to simracing.gp, register yourself as a driver via your Steam ID, and then look us up, Logistical Nightmare. You'll find us over there, a couple of individuals. Our series is on Tuesday nights. South African server, hosted, broadcasted, and then of course live stewarding will take place. From a console point of view, which will happen on Wednesday nights, also simultaneously live broadcasting. Sadly, we can't do the stewarding live, but we'll keep a good eye on the boys, make sure they keep it nice, simple, and clean. And then for the other individuals, again, we don't just focus on ACC, but we also do Gran Turismo Sport. Console based, of course. various things will be up and coming very soon for that. We are going to kick off our new seasons plus a few other featured events and sponsored by fantastic sponsors. Again, only South Africans for South Africans. And thanks to the admin team and then of course all the Patreon members for all their help and support. I mean, won't be possible without their help and assistance. Back onto the racing. Greening seems to be the favorite at the moment. Ah, thanks, Pierre. Good to know that the problem was sitting at your end and not on mine. I was gonna go definitely dig up a few things there. Looking at Ethan Rutter there with his blue Chevy car 975, currently in 7th position. Gained 6 positions from race start, so you can calculate as good as I did. Qualified 13th, currently in 7th. Now of course we only have 16 drivers left. Sadly we've lost 4 of them. Hopefully this is only because of bad connections or unfortunate events. That doesn't discourage individuals to come back and race with us. We do try and promote and race very clean at LNR. This is kind of what it is all about, is clean, good, fun racing. Emphasis on the clean and the good. We all want to win a race, but gotta make sure we race clean. Back onto Kieran Patterson. Now he is still trying to hunt down Barrington Smith, who has managed to create about a 5-second gap between them. Doesn't look like those guys are gonna pit at all. So pit stops was a no-go this evening. Those that did choose to pit or to fuel or to change tires seems to have lost the battles. Here's us looking at Charles Stein, currently in 15th position. Now he was a man that went into the pits. Got a stop-go penalty for that. And has suffered the consequences. Looking at Lee Bullion. An individual very new to sim racing, but definitely seems to be loving it. Irrespective of what his speed is and where he sits, but good to see the man racing. Who doesn't love sim racing? Counting down the clock. Now that's got to be Paul Fenter right there behind Kieran Patterson. Paul Fenter did go into the pitch to fix whatever damage he got coming out of corkscrew. Sitting behind Kieran Patterson. Back to Neil. And Neil has managed to hunt down Ethan Rutter, who I believe has now passed Ethan. Ethan made a big mistake there coming out of the final corner, lost that position now. And that's probably because of damage, because I cannot see how Ethan is struggling that much at this moment. He's got the back marker boys all over his tail. Neil Greening made up all the positions he has lost today, and again, currently he has gained 10 of them. So started at 17th, back into 7th. All about endurance. It's the one individual, it's the one thing you gotta do at Laguna Seca. Focus, corner by corner. Do the same thing you do over and over again for the time period that it needs to happen. Sixteen boys on the track. Back at Shaw. Car number 7. Have to admit, not a lot of battles ongoing at this moment. I think just by the look and feel of it. And of course, we are looking at Stratum, still the leader of the pack. He is going to lap Charles Stein, who he's got right in front of him. Again, Charles Stein would be seeing the blue flag. And it's not all just about making, well, not all just about Formula 1 etiquette. This is GT3, GT4 racing, so gotta get past the individual, but then not deter him from his race. Oh, Stratum instantly see that he wanted wanted to gain something from that, but didn't. Now he has led the race from the beginning to where he stands at this moment. Got a significant gap between himself and Perez. Perez is trying to hunt him down as best he can. Battling at this moment is Neil Greening and Dave Young. Oh, is that? No, apologies. That is Jacques Vermeulen and Dave Young battling there for 5th place position. 5 minutes on the clock. Who is going to gain from this? Dave still looking phenomenally strong from a consistency point of view. I think he's not backing down at all. All over the back of Vermeulen. Good run out of there. Dave takes the outside line. Vermeulen closes the door on him. That does put him wide. Does Dave go in? No, goes on the defense. Ooh, bit of curb there. That makes Dave take the inside line. He is going to get the advantage into corkscrew. Just got a brake probably. Ooh, outbraked himself. Now I'm not so sure what happened there, but those two guys picked up some contact in between them. I can see Jacques going. Definite contact between those two guys. What happened? How that happened? That is to be determined, because I can't fathom what has happened. Jacques has lost a few seconds though. Dave has gained a bit on that. And it does look like Dave is slowing down, it seems. From a racing standpoint of view, Dave did have the inside line. He did take the opportunity for it. Whether they were aware of each other going side by side, that is the ultimate question. Ideally, you can see Dave slowing quite a bit down now, wanting to make this a competition. Now that is what sim racing is all about. These two men went into it side by side. Dave giving the position back. How does that happen? They felt like that's not how he wants to win a race. Slowed down completely and waited for Jacques Vermeulen. And the battle will continue. Sportsmanship of note. Never have I ever. Again, battle for fifth. Ooh, Dave going very deep there. That's going to compromise him significantly. Now it's all about figuring out who's got the worst damage between those two, which in theory is going to be hard to figure out. Let's see if we can see what the lap times is. On these gents. That's a high 32.9 there for Jacques. If Dave in the 138s, but that's only because he slowed down that much. So 132.9 for Jacques, coming around that lap. Still being hunted down by Dave, who is less than half a second away from. Why does this move? Back to where the battles are. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Kieran Patterson in the pit. How is Kieran in the pit? Now that's going to be interesting. He's coming out. Ah, stop go penalty. Absolute shocker. This is not ending very well. Now, I'm fairly sure he had to go into the pit so that he can get a bit of fuel left. Probably didn't have enough to finish at the end. Suffering now the consequences of a pit entry, pit exit mistake. Stop go 30 seconds. Unbelievable. That is going to drop him down all the way to the back. Not what he would have wanted. But then again, these two boys that are battling it out for fifth place are going to capitalize on that error. Leader on the final lap. One more lap for the leader. This means 2 more laps here. Well, this one and 1 more remaining between Jacques and Dave. Where will Dave make the move? Can Dave make the move? Oh, big mistake there by Vermeulen. Tail end kicked out into the barriers. Opens the door for Dave. Who's that? That looked like Greening. Greening also passed. So a position gain for Greening. Position lost for Vermeulen. How it has changed so much in the last couple of minutes. Unbelievable. Who would have thought? Yes, double oof. Oof of note. Jacques into the wall twice. One by contact, one by his tail end. Just went, not happening, not sticking. Final lap. Beddington Smith is still the individual with the fastest lap of the race. If you look at it from a... what was that set? Beddington Smith set the quickest lap
The leader has finished the race.
of a 1:31 flat. Again, that is phenomenally quick. Leader has finished the race. Big well done there to Sean Stradom. Now where's Beddington Smith is there. Kieran Patterson is definitely going to drop down. Skitter back into third place. Kieran Patterson is going to lose positions. That's purely based on that stop-go penalty. That's going to hurt him drastically. I don't think that is fourth, but preliminary fourth. Love the race though. He's got that is Paul Venter behind him. Dave Young bringing it down in fifth. Then we have Neil Greening in sixth, followed by Jacques Vermeulen in seventh. Ethan Rutter in eighth. Johannes van der Merwe in ninth. And then last but not least, in the top 10 tier, Anthony Wilson doing the couple of final sections down there. I mean, what a race. What an absolute brilliant race. That is the boys finishing it off in the best situation that they can. That's the race. That's what it says. Stradom takes the victory. Let's just get this back into it again. Stradom taking the victory by storm. Followed by Berries, Skutter, Young, Greening, Vermeulen, Rutter, Van der Merwe, Wilson, Kieran Patterson, all the way dropped down to 10th place. Then we have Venter, Charles, Robson, Boise, Billion, Steincleb, Billion, Patterson, and then Ferrara. Well, again, thanks everyone for watching. This was absolutely epic. Again, a testing site for us to figure out what it is. Next week, we're going to kick it off with both our ACC series, so do stay tuned. Catch us next week. It's going to be epic fun. And then, of course, not long after that, we will start our GT Sport, Gran Turismo Sport series off as well. Most races of those are on Sunday night. So feel free to kick us on, see us on the live streams, whether it be YouTube or Twitch. Help, like, subscribe, share, have fun. Catch you all next time. Do have a good evening. Good night. God bless. Catch you later.